Hey, what do you got in here, rocks?
Are you kidding? When I was your age, I would lug 50 pounds of ice up 5, 6 flights of stairs.
So what?
So what? So let's dance.
Hi everyone, this is Johnny Seed, and today is going to be a competition entry for Emma over at the 8 Vinyl Low channel, a fairly new channel. Already she's doing a competition for 100 subscribers, which I think she's far past that already. Great channel, go and check it out if you're not already subscribed. She's got some good taste in music, and she's convinced me to check out Cheap Trick live with the Budokan. I've not listened to it all yet, Emma. I will listen to it all eventually, but so far I've liked what I've heard. Yeah, so she's doing a competition, and it's called Let's Dance, where you pick your favourite tracks to cut a rug to and do the funky chicken and the mashed potato and any other kind of like gyrations that you care to mention. So yeah, favourite dance tracks. Now I've got tons and tons and tons. I could have picked at least 100 tracks that I thought I would, that I could get up and hit the dance floor with, if I had enough drinks inside me. But I tried to narrow it down. So this is sort of going to be in two parts. First part is going to be stuff that I own and I can show, and then there's just a handful of tracks I couldn't leave out, but I don't actually own physical copies of, but I wanted to include anyway. So. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to show this record here. This is the American Graffiti soundtrack. Now this sort of represents a whole genre really, and that's 50s rock and roll. I'm a big sucker for 50s rock and roll. This guy can't stop moving and dancing and tapping my feet whenever I hear it. Bit of a story, a couple of years ago when I first got my first turntable record player, the old crappy what's it called now? I can never remember the name of it. The MC5 one, which I picked up from a charity shop, just to test records, which I was at the time selling on eBay. That's when I was selling and not collecting. And so I had it in my house. And one night I was having a bit of a party. Well, not really a party. It was more like 4 mates drinking beer, and we listened to music online. And one of them was like, "Oh, you got a record player? Put a record on." I was like, "Oh, you know." So I put this record on just for a laugh. And we instantaneously started dancing. There was no kind of, it was just hearing the rock and roll on vinyl. We all started, it was quite late at night and we were all pretty hammered. So yeah, that's the power of vinyl and rock and roll. So yeah, rock and roll gets me going, gets me dancing. And similarly, I'm going to show this one, this is the Beatles, this is with the Beatles, and on here we have what's the ones? Please Mr. Postman and Roll Over Beethoven. I played this a couple of months ago for the first time in ages, and yeah, I was on my feet. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was in the house on my own and I was dancing around like there was like it was nobody's business. Okay, next up, something that you might not be expecting in a video about dance music, but this is Billy Idol, and particularly the track Dancing With Myself. And this was a perennial favourite at teenage parties that I used to go to back in the 80s. And I was always up there, not particularly dancing with myself, but dancing with a lot of drunken mates. So yeah, really, really like that track. Alright, and another CD, one of my favourite songs of all time, and that's by the Stone Roses. This is the Complete Stone Roses, and the track in particular on here is track 18, Fool's Gold. I don't know if you're familiar with the Stone Roses. A lot bigger in the UK, I think, than in the States. But yeah, this was the first single I heard by the Stone Roses just before the album came out, I think it was. And it was in all the clubs that I used to go to as a late teenager, because this was being, 1989? Yeah, so I guess I was 18. And yeah, I've done a lot of dancing on the dance floor to that song, and still do to this day if ever I hear it. So next up, the Cookie Crew, Born This Way. I'm going to play you a little bit of it now, as much as I can see if I can get away with, so you can just hear what I mean, so you can just hear how funky this is. And what about that for a beat? And a record that I've shown before, but I'm going to pick this one out for the track on here, Nutbush City Limits by Ike and Tina Turner. A definite favourite of mine for dancing to. And another one that I love to dance to, and one of my oldest favourite songs, a song that I remember from being a kid, and that's by this band Mud, and the track Tiger Feet, which I will play the tiny bit of the intro now. There you go. So yeah, Mud, Tiger Feet, and glam rock in general. I could have put in there Blockbuster by The Sweet, another track which I love to dance to. Alright, a bit of soul. We like our soul on the Johnny C channel. That's our soul, not our soul. And in particular the song that's Land of a Thousand Dances by Wilson Pickett. Oh my god. And possibly one of the funkiest breaks of all time. Yep, I'm sure you know that one. Okay, so that's it for the stuff I've actually got to show. I'm just gonna chuck in now a couple of tracks that I couldn't leave out. And then Criminally I Do Not Own on any physical format. If I had to pick a track out of all these, which is probably my favourite track to dance to, it's going to be this one. Primal Scream, Loaded. If I hear this in a nightclub, I'm straight on the dance floor. And similarly, one of my favourite tracks from the early 90s when I used to go to a lot more nightclubs, and that's the Charlatans, One to Another. Okay, and something a bit more up to date now. Much maligned artist, but I think she's quite good. Azealia Banks and a 212. And something that I heard for the first time a few months ago, and I was very impressed by. This is Charlie Tuna and Coming Through. Now check this out for a funky beat. Alright, and finally, an all-time classic, probably one of the first dance tracks that was ever made, electronic dance tracks anyway. This is Donna Summer, the Giorgio Moroder produced I Feel Love. Okay, so that was just some of my favourite tunes to dance to. I mean, I could have made this video an hour long easily with other stuff, but that's just a few I thought I'd pick out today. Anyway, if you're not already subscribed, go to Emma's channel immediately and subscribe. And I wish everyone well with the competition, and hope to see you all again soon in the next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.